Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black channel here, Tigger Talker, and we got another Monday going on, but it's one of the things that we want to pay attention to as months go on. If you look at the SPY, once again, now that we're dropping in just a little bit, here's the problem. Lower middle, inside month, right? So that means it's consolidating, so we can expect a little back and forth. Right now in the weekly, we still want to see which side of last week we take out. If we start dropping back in as we get closer to the end of the month, that would just solidify the inside month. And so it's important to understand that when you have something that's going inside, the good thing about a monthly is you got more range, right? But a good rule of thumb is knowing that coming to the second, third week of a month, if you're still inside of the month, probably something you want to avoid, all right? So it's just like if you go to a daily, so come around noon, if it's still inside in the day, probably want to avoid it. If you go to the weekly, and you get till like Wednesday afternoon, stuff like that, and it's still inside in the week, you probably want to avoid that too. So it is what it is. What we do have going on here is at least a 2-2 reversal on the daily, upper left. Takes out a high, takes out a low. That's good. That gives us the magnitude to take this out unless we have a reversal against us. So if you go to the 60, you're going to see this, inside 60. So we want to see either side of that because you got the Dow Jones diamonds here, also going inside on the 60, so we'll see what comes of that. Upper left, you do have the reversals, up, then down, but we still really got to break that weekly. Upper middle is handily still inside month. So right now, we'll see what they want to do to them here. So something's going every which way. So we can stay on those gap movers that I tweet out in the morning. KXIN. And here, you can see this. Now it goes inside in the 60, but here, if you go to a 15er, you're going to see this. The inside 15 here, right? Consolidation, then break out about 535, and then it did it again here, right? Before spiking from 935 up to over 13. And then if you got those, you're playing with their money, and you take the inside 30 and go back the other way for the short side. You see that below 955. There's another buck and a half, buck and change on the way down. If we go to OSUR, and the good thing about this is you can see this was an inside on the lower left, inside on the 30, then inside on the 30 again. So we call that a sideways 60 on a different updating software. That would be an inside 60, but not on the bottom of the hour. You see here. So the good part about that is we know that. So boom, as soon as it takes this 30 out, you're short. Below 1623, not bad. We'll take that. Now you're inside on the 30. We'll see what they want to do with that. If you go to AEL, more gapper, and you can see this thing on a 15-minute. Starts puking, then goes inside in the 15, right here. In the lower left, below 2660. So you get a little bit more out of that. We'll see how that goes. Other than that, we've got some usual suspects. We've got ZM still going. ZM. Can't stop. You can only hope to contain it. And here you can see this inside 60 here in the lower left. Hammer inside 60 takes out the highs, and we'll see if that resets up again. You've got in the airlines. You want to be careful. You know that's why this is why we use all the time frames, because you can see this inside month right here down lower left opens as an inside week, but you did have this right on the daily, the two down, the inside and the back up, and the magnitude is these three are going to become an outside bar of all that, which it did. Now we don't know. You can watch the rest of the airlines with that to see if there's any more in the tank, but more often than not, that's pretty much going to be the play, right? Just take that. If we go to ZI, and you can see nice green bar in here. It's coming back in a little bit, but here's what we look for. The monthly, down the lower middle, poke down, poke back up, right here. So that's a 2-2 reversal here. The hopes to come back through all these guys here on ZI. And it sets up by doing that same setup on the weekly, you see. Poke up, higher high, lower low, boom. And now we're looking for these two to become an outside bar of that. And so we'll keep an eye on that. Right now you might set up with a 60 or 30 here. In the future, we'll see. Right now it's cooking an inside 30. Market drying up just a tad here. If we go to STAA. We know about this? We sure did. Here, the monthly, down, inside, boom, and we're looking to take that out, which we did today, right? We've been watching this ever since this inside day and walking up, right? Have we? We have. So that takes care of business. We'll see if there's anything more on that. If you go to ENPH, And ENPH, here's that outside month, Momo Hammer, trying to be reconfirmed by the weekly. You see that? Anybody short in here is now jammed above this for the rest of the week over 114.30. We'll see if anything more comes of that. Right now, trying to go inside and up on the 30 down into here, it looks like. Yep, trying to. So for the next half an hour, it gets my attention above 116.15. You're there right now. If we go to solars, Sun Power. We've known about this because of this inside month here in the lower middle, right? We have. And boom, and then you get this inside week. Magnitude was to take that out, did it. Now we'll see if that sets up again as well. Then inside week and month and up in Sun Power, and that tells us you'll look at FSLR still. Here, to a lesser extent, still month and upper, and see backing off during the day, or CSIQ. How's that doing? There you go. Inside 30 up there. Still inside week, so we'll see if that can break. And of course, JKS. You can't stop it. You can only hope to contain it. Still going. And it's quite the move here for JKS, so we'll see. If we go to ARWR. And ARWR, here in the daily, you can see this is an inside day. It pokes down, but then once it changes continuity and goes green here, it's green on all time frames. We're looking for this to be an outside bar, 1 bar ref shot. If that works, it's going to trigger this in the middle, the inside week to the upside. Still an inside month, but getting a little closer now inside on the 60, it looks like. So we'll see if we can take this 60 out and get anything out of it. If we go to Match.com. And Match, once again, here, Momo Hammer daily upper left. Still on the side of the month, but getting closer. And here's that pattern we look for, that 2 up, the 2 down, the hammer counter shooter. So for this week, Match.com gets my attention over 113.93, which is handily there right now. If we go to the team from Friday, big blaster on Friday afternoon, that was real nice. And still going. It's got some exhaustion risk for going into new highs, but bright green. So here's what you look for in the 60 once again. Take out the high, take out the low, and boom, you're in right here. How'd the 30 do? And 30 a little trickier, but nice opening 2-2 reversal down in here on the opening there. ZM goes to the highs as I speak. You got ADS. And ADS now coming in a tad. But it's had a tight range in here, but it is the 2-2 reversal on the month. And trying to stick and stay out of this range, so we'll see if that continues. Dropping in a tad here. So right now on the 30, that would kick back in here on the 30 above 55.66. Going there right now. If we go to Beyond the Meat. And Beyond the Meat, here, you can see this broadening formation now. So now it's coming back in, because once it started coming back through here and goes green, we're looking for an outside day, right? Which we got, but then you can see it forms a broadening formation and dropping back in. We got some strength in the weed CGC. Starting to come up here, still inside week, but does take that month high, and it tells you to look at TLRY and Cron. Like so, back up through that day here, and Cron still inside week, but we'll see. If we go to UTHR, still watching this for this reversal here on the monthly. So still going on this thing. iRobot. And iRobot above last month's highs. Still coming up, taking out last week's highs. So a little bit of exhaustion risk now, just kind of stalling out here, but did show some nice early strength. We'll see if that gets you the inside 60 here. On the downside, GILD. GILD having all sorts of trouble here, taking out last month's lows and coming back through this full range here. And these guys have been in trouble for a while. And so you can see this outside week here in the upper middle, taking that to the downside. If you go to DraftKings, and DraftKings, you can see this taking out last week's lows, potentially the outside month, and that's what we'd really like to get our hands on if we can get this thing all the way back down through there. Still good on the daily, still moving our way down. We'll see if we can get this to set up in the next 60 minutes. This would be, so you can see this here, pop it up, inside, boom, down she goes, right there off the inside 60. Now, 2 down, 2 up. Continuation, if we can get this below 42.22 would be nice. ZM goes to the highs as I speak. If you go to MA daily, here, hammer, shooter, boom, right through there. So once it took this out and it didn't gap, below 339.23. We're looking to be an outside bar of all that and come take that out. If we go to FISV, FISV, and like I've been showing what those continuations look like, you've got your 2 down, 2 up, boom. These guys become an outside bar of that, which then takes out last week's lows. Potentially an outside month here. That's good. Coming back to the previous range. So we'll see how that goes. If we go to Penn Gaming. Penn got a little bit more distance to take that week out. It is an inside month, but you would have full time frame counting the downside anytime these guys are red and you had your reversal here on the daily, right here. Pushes up, stops them out, boom, right back through here. Now, magnitudes to take these guys, hopefully these guys, and you never know when you get that continuity going your way, maybe they go just a little bit more. If you go to TJ Maxx, you can see taking out last week's lows, right? That's something I'd want to know about. You're also coming back into an old inside month down in here, taking out yesterday's lows, all right? And that's good. So you can see here on the weekly, this series of higher highs and then lower lows, because if you take that out on a daily, you're going to see this. Here, potential broadening formation coming back through here, so we'll see if they pick up any steam on that. If we go to ESPR, and ESPR, once again, we know that this is inside month and down here, below 34.06, and so when you come in this morning, you can get a reversal to break that here, re-break, 2 up, 2 down, right here, didn't gap, and then takes it out at 34.71, and then go retakes the month. We'll see if that sets up again down into here. If we go to GSX, and GSX still green on the month and took that out, but is back into that range, and so you can see here upper middle takes out the high, takes out the lows. There's your 2-2 reversal right here on the weekly, below 105.65, right? And when it gapped up and starts coming in, we know what outside bars look like, right? So once it starts coming back through there, we're looking to go outside bar, which it did on the 60, and then the continuation 3-2 range expansion continuation. How about a nice 30 for you? There you go. There's your 2-2 reversal right there. Then your inside bar pokes up, and as soon as this goes back into the range and goes red, we're looking to be an outside bar of that and take it all out. Thank you very much. Lulu. And Lulu, not the end of the world, but getting closer. You can see that pokes up on the daily, then pokes this down. Some tight magnitude on this stuff, as it is still an inside month. We would be aware of that. However, you can get it maybe some more going if you take out this 342.82 on the weekly, but that's got a little bit of distance. ICPT. And ICPT on the daily, you can see that poked up and took a slight higher high into Friday, and then boom, right back through the range as soon as we open here. Red on all time frames, so we'll see if that sets up again as well. STAA goes to the highs as I speak. Thanks for playing. Wingstop, not really puking here, but one to keep an eye on because he's got this inside week after an outside week. And so if you take this out, gets my attention below 128.79. It's almost there. We'll see what we can get out of that. Also, some of the vaccine guys, NVAX, not totally getting killed and starting to come back now because of this inside month. But you do have that inside bar and then poke up and coming back to the previous range. And we can watch that. NVAX with mRNA doing the same thing. Inside bar, then up, and then coming back through. Kind of stalls out here. We'll see what else comes of that. I think that's going to do it. You just want to be very aware here of all the inside months taking hold and making sure you're looking at things that are doing reversals and breaking last week's highs or lows. Definitely going after the things that are taking out last week's highs or lows. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck and you get chopped up. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith. This is Mr. Black Channel here at TikTok with Strat Time Report.